So, how old were you when you first got arrested? Like were you in juvenile when you first got arrested?
Oh yes, I was approximately 11 years old, and I went in for what they call burglar of a corn operating machine. That, you know, where you park cars at, and then they said I burglarized the machine, but they didn't have proof of it, so they gave me a trespassing case. And that sent me to a place called Harris County Youth Village. Yeah.
And what was it like being in Harris County Youth Village? Like, was it?
Ooh, man.
Was it hell?
Yes. In Fourth Ward, right down the street on Fourth Ward, it's West Dallas. But on the other end, it's called Shepherd, and that's where the juvenile detention center was. And they had 5 floors. Every floor, you had a floor for girls, but every floor up in there, they didn't play because you had young juveniles from all over the city up in there. Just constantly fighting. Everybody, if you didn't know how to fight, you're going to be gay. That's just point blank. Be gay.
It was that bad?
It's not bad anymore. It's not bad anymore. They will follow you anywhere you go.
Man.
Yeah.
And how was the guards, the security, the JSOs like in Harris County Youth Village?
Oh, in Harris County Youth Village, you know, man, they had some pretty, you know, nice, dorm parent staff there that really tried to pour values into to the youth, and to particularly, I never forget 3 of them. I will never forget what the things they used to tell me as an adolescent, and you know, I can never forget it. One, Mr. Faniel, Mr. Harris, and Mr. William. I can never forget those guys because they tried to install values in me.
Yeah. And how much time did you do in Youth Village for that?
I did approximately 9 months.
9 months?
9 months.
And
yeah.
After you got out, did you have any more like run-ins like between the ages of 11 through 14?
Oh yes. You know, I came home and I was like trying to adjust back into, you know, to life, you know, within itself, you know, and me going back to my environment, which is, hey, poverty it was wild. So hanging around the same crowd, you know, got even worse. They like turned up, you know. A lot of, you know, packing guns now. They smoking weed now. And this is my little circle, you know, everybody that I hung with. It was a negative influence on me.
Okay. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. At age 16, you were charged with attempted murder and 4 acts that you were really like innocent for. Could you speak on that situation?
Oh yes, man. See, I was going to COTT, Contemporary Occupational Training Center downtown, and I was 16. And at that age 16, I get into a fight at school, and a guy pulled a gun out. He pulled a gun out in school. He pulled his gun. Well, you know, he's talking about, you know, what he was gonna do to me and all this. So I'm like, yeah. Him not knowing I had a gun too. So when he left, I pulled my gun out and chased him. And things got out of control. They ended up calling the police. So my neighborhood was just right down the street. I made it to my neighborhood, got away from it, you know, and eventually ended up getting caught by the police. And I was charged with attempted murder, and then they put these cases on me that I don't, you know, naive to the system. Yeah. And I ended up getting 10 years shock probation for it. Yeah.
And what school was you at? What school was this?
This is COTC, Contemporary Occupational Training Center, that was downtown. Yeah.
And did you go to Harris County at that time with that?
Oh yeah. I didn't go to Harris County. I was into juvenile, and then they certified me as an adult. So I had to wait in juvenile detention to be transferred to the county jail. And once the process, I waited in the county jail on the 2nd floor until, you know, they was able to send me to the floor where the adults were. Yeah, and once I got to the floor with the adults, now, you know, hey, like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just 16, you know, these grown men that these convicted, you know, they done been to prison, but they put me straight on the tank rather than the tank where guys my age at.
And just what was it like just the first day, just being in Harris County?
First day I got in there was the first fight. You know, coming from out of that cell that they had me camped in. As soon as I got to the floor, the guys, you know, they was like in the recreation upstairs on the 13th floor, and guys like looking like when I came in, I'm on the phone talking to my mother. The guy hung the phone up on me. I'm like, hey man, I called my mama back. Like, what the hell going on? So my mom said, what's wrong? I said, some dude right here just hung the phone up. He hung the phone up again. So once he came in, say, this is his phone. I'm like, what? Yeah. So we ended up getting into it. Yeah. While we're in the process of me, well, they told him, look out, youngster, come on to the back. And I'm like, what? So we go to the back. Mind you, this is cell block, you know, so they say go in the cell right here. When I was going to cell, the guy come in and me and him fight. I'm getting the best of him. So they like, man, you letting this youngster whoop you, man. So they sent 2 of them in there, and then they want whooping them. Now they sent 3. When the Mexican came, he say, man, why y'all jumping on this little brother? Why y'all can't fight him one-on-one? Yeah. So yeah, the Mexican, he held my back, man. Yeah.
And when that one-on-one went down, what? Gave him the blues, gave him the business.
Oh, no, they didn't want no more.
Oh, they
want. You know, I already beat this guy. I done beat 2 guys up. When they sent the 3rd guy up in there, you know, it was over with the Mexican. He came up and they like, no, it's not going down like that. And, you know, and he had a knife with him. So, you know, they didn't want, they tried to say the Mexican was running the tank and then I'm his homeboy. So, no, they didn't move us or nothing, you know. Yeah. So the guy the main trouble starter, they moved him, you know. Yeah. So.
And then you think that, like, kind of had your name ringing bells just after that situation happened?
Oh no, it wasn't on until like later on, and you know they just was seeing a glimpse of like, man, it's a little youngster that looked like he got something with his hands, man. He's skinny, man. That little youngster ain't to be messed with.
Yeah. So after you did your time and was released, what were you charged with after that led you to going, you know, getting back incarcerated?
Well, after I got out my sentence, I was sent again for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. I was sent to prison for something again that I didn't do, but I knew who did this. I knew who did it, but I wasn't gonna snitch on it. Yeah. So I went down to prison for 5 years. That's what I got, a 5-year sentence. So I went to Ferguson unit. When they sent me to Ferguson unit, man, prison life really, you know, first time I went to Beto 1. The second fall, Ferguson was turned up. Yeah. It was turned up in '87. And anybody that know me will tell you that unit was rock. Yeah. They did not do no playing over there.
And can you speak about the experience of being in Ferguson?
Oh man, yeah. I had a guy that came through the door with me, and they actually, the first thing they ask you when you get to the unit, they ask you about your safety. And do you have a problem with anybody on the unit? And they ask me, you ever thought of, you need protection? You want to go to PC? And I'm like, what is that? It's a protective custody. And I'm like, no, I don't need none of that. That ain't me right there. So the guy that was with me that came in from the city that I know real personally, he said he wanted to think about going to PC. Looked at him, man, you ain't going no damn PC. We going down there. Wherever they say we going, we going. And we're going to ride each other back. We're going to hold each other down with it, man.
Would you like to speak on like any, you know, physical confrontations in Ferguson that you had? The time you was there?
Yeah, as soon as we come through the door, this C block, they moved us over here. Now, they was in a transform of like you moving the unit around. So they had moved us to up the hallway, which is G and H block. And they sent me the H block. Sent me the G block and sent my partner the H block. H block is for like education purposes. G block is like whole squad. I mean, you gonna have the egg in your hand. Anyway, when I get down now, I come through the door, you know, it like fresh meat prison, you know what I'm saying? Dude looking like, man, hey man, if you ain't got nothing, man, hey man, they gonna get with you. You ain't no homeboys, none of this shit. You gonna stand on your own. So I come through the door, I had some brand new felines on, all white. And I heard somebody say, hey man, what size them shoes is? I'm like, hey man, they your size. So yeah, he looked at me, laughed. I said, yeah, they your size, you can fit them, man. He's not knowing, you know, but I'm trying to bait him in, you know, to come mess with me. Yeah, but once they started leaving out, they was going to eat chow. They say, look how slim, you gonna come eat chow? I'm like, nah, man, I don't want no chow. I don't want no chow. So me and Prod sat right here and waited, and the guy that I growed up with in my neighborhood, he had some gloves we call pistols. So he said, here, you gonna need them. So he throw them over there to me. I got them. I'm good with them. Yeah, now coming through G block door, after one of my partners, you know, one of my childhood homeboys, we a little older than me, you know, Meathead throw me some gloves over there. He said, you might need these at home, boy. So after everybody left, went to chow, came back. Them little gloves that he gave me, I already had them. They called pistols, you know. That's what we used to fight with down there. They got syrup on them and they got glass on them, smashed up in pieces. So I'm sitting over there under the TV with the gloves on. Guy that come through the door, he see me, and I say, man, hey, these shoes right here, man, they your size. You know, guy looked over there, he like, nah, Playboy, you good? You good? So I know in my head, you know, they gangsters gonna know a gangster. They gonna know a gangster, you know. So it was like brushed off, you know. During the process of me doing time on Ferguson now, things was already turned up over there, so, you know, little old altercation was coming real, you know, get into a fight in the chow hall anywhere, you know, but on the block, I ended up having a couple fights on the block, you know, dude, no, man, that dude there, man, they was calling me Feline back then. I said, ain't my damn name because of them shoes, you know, so ain't my damn name, man, but, yeah, you know, putting them on their back pocket. Started from there, you know, guys started, you know, used to build a good little reputation up, you know. I ain't do number 9 months over there and I went home.
Yeah. And you think like Ferguson, like that's what really just put your name across the map, Ferguson?
Ferguson was a glimpse of it, you know. It wasn't until the fall of me doing the 31 years is what really kind of like, you know.
Yes. And I heard you talking about Beto, like, during the mid-interview. Around what time, like, what year it was when you was in Beto unit?
Oh, yeah, I was 16. That's the first unit I went to was Beto 1 back in 1986. Yeah. I watched the shuttle blow up. I was 16 years old looking around like, man, what am I doing up in this place, man? And I'm watching the shuttle blow up in the sky in a day room around a bunch of older men, just, you know. Beto was a real... It was like that racial thing was real bad on Beto back then. You know, the blacks and the whites, the Mexicans. You know, the blacks, the Mexicans and the whites was, you know, they team up against the blacks while we down there. You know, I had a little old fight up in there. Yeah, I put that work in. Yeah. And
the ride with the Mexicans, was that in Beto or in Clemens with the
1993 Clemens unit? You know, they already, you know, a guy. See the Mexicans, well, they don't any race. If it's in there dealing with the race, some men can't accept being whooped, you know, being beat by a handed, you know, so they want to get a knife or whatever, you know. So one of my brothers, you know, comrade, he get into a fight with a Mexican and knocked him out, and that started a riot. Where the first one, it was 5 of my comrades. You know, they beat these Mexicans up back to back. The next one, you know, the Mexicans came back to retaliate, stabbed one black guy, and that one stabbing, it caused a major riot in the kitchen, where we were in a dining area where we eat. And yeah, they had knives, and you know, we was outnumbered. We ain't having any knives, you know, we had our hands. Ain't do no running. Ain't do no running. Now, officers was trying to get me to lay it down because they was looking at it like, well, I'm the one that's cranking the blacks up to get up and fight. And I did not lay it down. And it transformed into a major riot that made the news. That made the news that we came out victorious. Yeah, we stayed down.
And you and Freddie were in together at the time?
Freddie was he came back to the unit, but yeah, he was on I think he was on C. No, that was okay. That's A, B, C. What's D, B? Well, he was on the unit. He came back to the unit. I was already in segregation when Freddie got back on. When Freddie got back on the unit, Freddie came up on the run, told the guy, "Hey man, get out of the cell. I need to holler at my homeboy." He hollered through the vent. "What's up, bro?" And we went to going down through there, and I knew he was back on the unit. Yeah.
Can you talk about how y'all met and the memories y'all got together, man?
Oh man, this brother, man, this is brother like my blood brother, man. They say, man, he got history up in that place, man. But we met up in the county jail, man. We met in the county jail, man. My boy, he was in a cell across from it, a 5 cell, and I was in 4 cell. And this particular night, this guy tried to call Freddie out or whatever, and I'm in my cell. I was in 4 cell, you know. I'm up in there. I'm gnawing out, you know. And next thing I know, they in there fighting. You know, it's a common thing. It's a gladiator. It's going down. So while they getting it in, Freddie knock him out. Freddie dropped him 2-3 times, you know. And the boy there, he wasn't feeling this here. He wasn't feeling it. Boy out of Fort Worth. Buki, that's his name, Buki. So he mad about it, you know. So next thing you know, they run it. Hot Rod, a guy named Hot Rod out of 3rd Ward. He come and ask me, you know, I've been in the tank longer than almost everybody. So I had all, you know, I started cooking a tool such as a stinger, which we use to heat water up, you know, and the guy come and asked me for my stinger. I had 2 or 3 of them. And he used it to boil some water against a brother that I don't even know it's going down against. I'm in the blind on all this. So I'm in there asleep. Next thing you know, Freddie come up in the cell, you know, say, man, get this whole ass motherfucker, man. This motherfucker just scalded me, bro. I'm like, what? So I'm looking, he trying to touch on his face and touch his skin, but I'm holding him by the wrist saying, no, bro, whatever, I got it, bro. Don't worry about him. I got him, wherever he is. So, bro, wooed out the way. I strap up, go up in there. The brother got a knife in his hand. I don't give a damn. Yeah, this my bro. Yeah, so I go up in the cell, I see him up in there. He see me say, nah, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you. I said, what you talking about? It ain't got nothing to do with me. It do got something to do with me. Yeah, so I catch him, bam, bam, bam. I walk him up under the bunk. I'm beating on him. Next thing you know, that same bucket he used to scald Freddie with is the same hot water come on him. They scald him just like he scald, you know. So Now it's going down. Yeah, it's going down up and down. Yeah, so man, it got wild. You know, it got real wild.